As you guys all know, I'm here for player mobility. However, these NBA players are gonna fuck this thing up for us fans. And I mean this in the most sincerest possible manner. These NBA players are gonna ruin the game that we love so much and hold so near and dear to us. And I'm gonna tell you why. It's one thing for us to say that these players have mobility and they can exercise their right of free agency. I have no qualms with that, no problems with that. Charles Barkley might have a problem with that. I don't. But to me, free agency is a period where you could do what's right for you. You can sign wherever you want to. You already paid your dues. You already did your moratorium. You lived out the life of your contract. When your contract expires, you can do whatever you want to do. I have no problems with that. Now, what I do have a problem with, now that this is becoming more prevalent, is all these guys under contract requesting a trade, but not just requesting a trade, okay? You request a trade, it goes public. You say you're not going to play the rest of the season, you're going to start drama in the organization. That's what you're going to do. And I have a big problem with that. And with all this collective bargaining agreement stuff that's about to come up in the next couple years and stuff like that, this is going to change the game how we know it. It's never going to be the same based on these guys under contract now, saying that, hey, I don't want to play here anymore. Trade me or I'm not going to play. I'm going to start drama. And that just goes to show you the psyche of the players. Because now, instead of just strictly taking advantage of free agency, now they're trying to take advantage of the team. Now, some people will say, well, hey, teams, they don't give a fuck about players. They trade them all the time. They do whatever they want to do all the time. They do this all the time. Look, you're under contract. You signed the contract. It's like, how about this? And this is what's going to come up in the next collective bargaining agreement. How about this? What if teams sign a contract and say, well, you're not playing that well. We don't want to pay you. Hence, we're going to cut you like they do in the NFL. In the NFL, they'll cut you anytime. And your money is not guaranteed. Now, in the NBA, you have guaranteed money because you signed that guaranteed contract. So you should be guaranteed to play. You see what I'm saying? But when you're saying, I'm not going to play and I want to get out of here, you left not only the owners holding the bag, but you left the fans holding the bag. So who's holding the bag? Not just the owners or whatever the case is. It's you and I are holding the bag. So like, let's just say your favorite team is the Pelicans. Anthony Davis is like, I want to request a trade. He's not gonna live out the life of his contract. Well, if you're a diehard Pelicans fan, you just lost your player. Because he wants out. He won't even live out the life of his contract. So you don't even, if that's your local team or whatever the case is, you don't even get to enjoy him. Paul George in Oklahoma City basically buried Oklahoma City. You sign a long-term deal with this Thunder, then you want out of your contract. But you signed it. You left the Oklahoma City Thunder fans holding the bag along with Sam Presti. Now, I'm not going to absolve Sam Presti for whatever they do, but my thing is this. These players are signing contracts, and now they're saying, trade me, because I don't want to be here. If you don't want to be here, don't sign the contract in the first place. Go get your money elsewhere. If you do not want to be traded, when you sign the deal, tell them you want a no trade clause, or you always want to be traded where you want to go. If you're that good of a player. Because what's going to happen is this. There's so much money in the NBA right now that everybody is making money. Collective bargaining agreement is going well right now for the players. But all this shit that they're pulling with requesting a trade and they're not living out the life of their contract, I can understand free agency, guys. I have no problems with free agency. And I have no problem when people say the teams don't give a fuck about the players. It's all about, the team and what's best for them. But when the player does what's best for them, people get mad. Free agency, you can't get mad. You're free. You're free out of your contract. But when you're in your contract and you're requesting a trade and you say you're not gonna do the responsibilities of what you signed up for, not only does it show your character, you're hurting the fans, you're hurting the brand, because now a small market team or whatever market team, large or small, they don't get to see you play. There's people that invested in you, bought your jerseys, bought all this stuff. They bought the NBA TV app just so they could watch you while they're on the road and stuff like that. And you say you don't want to play, you're basically saying a big F you to everybody else that supported you in that arena, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? In that space, in that medium. You're saying fuck you to everybody that ever wanted to support you. But here's what's going to be the problem now. Next collective bargaining agreement, the owners, because this was already a point of contention in their pre-talks, they're going to say, well, if the players can come and request a trade, guess what? We're going to come and request our money back. We're going to come and we're not going to pay you what we said in the contract, because since you can't guarantee me your performance, I can't guarantee you this money. Since you can't guarantee me these 4 years, I can't guarantee you the 4 years of pay that was allotted to you. So if you did 1 year, you get paid for the 1 year. But I'm going to put a stipulation or a clause in there that says, guess what? I'm not paying you for the additional 3 years. No buyouts. What's going to happen is this. This is what really scares me. I think players are not really understanding. And I think what's going to happen is the players are going to have to band together and form their own league where they're basically the owners and they invest their money and they sign the contracts and stuff like that. The owners are going to severely screw these guys over. They don't have no idea that it's coming. The owners are going to treat it like how you do it with cable TV or you do it with, or your phone contract. You ever notice, you have a contract with your phone, contract with cable, and they're like, hey, it's $199, it's $100 for these 3 services, cable, internet, phone. And after a year, it goes up. And they're like, if you want to get out of your contract, you got to pay like a $340 or $500 disconnection fee. Or the other company could buy you out. What's going to happen is the owners are going to say, we're not buying these fuckers out. No, not anymore. We're not going to do all this buying out. We're not going to trade you. We're going to keep you. Now, if you want to get out of your deal, the team that wants to trade is going to have to pay you like 100% in terms of like buyouts and stuff. Like teams, when they do the trade, when they do a sign and trade, it's always like they're taking that on or whatever the case is. So that is basically going on right now. But here's the kicker though. If a player is going to say, well, I don't want to be here, I want to trade, they're going to implement a clause. It's probably going to be called a good faith clause. And you could quote me on this. The next collective bargaining agreement. It's going to say if players want out of their contract and, they want to get traded to a certain team and we don't want to trade them, if they want to get out, they're going to have to either pay us all our money back or they're going to have to pay us a disconnection fee. So what we call a disconnection fee with cable and phone is going to be a disconnection fee or a contract cessation fee in terms of, so instead of getting the $120 million or, like CP3, he could get a buyout with Oklahoma City Thunder. That's not going to happen. They're going to be like, guess what? You guys want to play tough? Now pay us all that money back or pay us 50% of the profits or pay us $3 million to get out of your contract. They're going to do it like an instant free agency. So you could be a free agent whenever you want, like sort of like the NFL, but you're going to have to pay to get out. Pay us back the money. And the owners are filthy rich. So this just only goes and plays back into their position, which is like, we're going to get our money back one way or another. We're going to get to the bottom line one way or another. The players that are under contract, that want to get traded, and that are doing all these, I'm not going to play, I'm going to start trouble, I'm going to start drama. You guys need to be careful because you're messing it up for people, fans like myself and other players like yourself. We understand mobility. I understand that you're saying, hey, I want to be traded. But if you want to be traded, don't say like, I'm not going to play or I'm going to start some shit with the coach. I'm going to display it publicly or whatever the case is. Do it behind closed doors. Play like normal or come to an agreement, reduce minutes. Don't let nobody know what's going on. You can get traded in that fashion sense. But I think what's going on now when these guys are saying, we want out. They're on their remember when Jadakiss and D Block, they wanted off a Bad Boy and they went on their Bad Boy tour, and Puffy was like, all you guys had to do was come to talk to me. We didn't have to even go all crazy or whatever and go to the radio station. And now if you look at them today, the Locks and Puffy have a great relationship, because all they had to do really was talk to him in person and face to face instead of going to the radio. So now what's going to happen? All this guaranteed contracts that the players have, all this guaranteed money they're going to have, it's going to stop becoming guaranteed. And what's going to happen is, since players want to exercise their mobility, owners are going to want to exercise more power and mobility over contracts and guaranteed money. So everything in the NBA right now, if you look at it, is essentially, I would say 98% guaranteed. That's going to start coming down more and more and more, and players are going to start getting paid less. There's going to be, like, the way we see so much movement in the biggest free agency moves of all time, honestly. We never seen so many stars get moved and shuffled around like this. Usually there's one or two big stars. It's multiple stars. What's going to happen? Every year is going to be like this, because they're going to say, we're not going to start giving you guaranteed money. We're going to start basing everything on performance, pay per performance, and living out the life of your contract. And what's going to happen there is this. All that guaranteed money is going to go down the drain. Players are going to have to start buying themselves out of their contract. They're going to have to start paying some disconnect fees and stuff like that. And while there's going to be a lot of mobility, the players are going to suffer, especially the ones that aren't the greatest, the journeymen. And we're going to suffer, because if you're in a market like you're a Knicks market or whatever the case is, you might have a star for a year, but due to the fact that the owners are going to start trying to counteract some of this, we want to trade now, that guy might be there for a year. Next year, he's not going to be there. Players don't really seem to understand what's going on there. Like, they're basically ruining it, and essentially you're showing the poor like a character, because in the past guys have wanted trades. Kobe wanted a trade, but you didn't see him go on a court and mope around or wear shirts that say, "Look, that's all, folks." This, that, and the third. Like, and I think that's what's insulting the owners and basically insulting the game. Like, guys don't even have enough pride to say, like, look, I'm gonna stay with this franchise. I might feel like we can't win or whatever the case is, but I'm going to give you everything I got. Like, guys aren't into that anymore, because they want to team up and compete with players. Where's your sense of pride? Where's your sense of competition? Where's your sense of, I'm so good, I could bring other players to come play with me? Damn the organization. I'm that good. I'm that guy. I'm the guy that's going to create the buzz for people to come over here. What happened to that? There's no more Dirks in the world, no more Kobe's in the world. You know what I'm saying? No more Tim Duncans of the world, like guys that are the rock organizations. And with that being said, since teams can't get players to invest in the long haul, well, the owners aren't going to invest in players in the long haul, and that's where it's going to come down to. The NBA in the future might be looking similar to the NFL, where every year we have a shakeup. Every year different players are going to their places, and where there's going to be less and less guaranteed contracts. And I think the players have to understand that while we respect their mobility, we applaud their mobility, when you're under contract and you're doing this let me go kind of stuff, it makes you look bad. You're insulting the owners, and the owners are just going to get you on the back end. They got all their lawyers drafting all this shit up right now. And then you're hurting us as fans, because I might buy a Laker jersey for Anthony Davis today. Tomorrow, next year, he might say, I want out of LA. And I'm left holding the bag. I'm like, all right, well, what happened? Look at OKC fans. Look at them. They thought Paul George was there for the next 3 years. This man snaked them. How does a fan look at him like that? So the players, while they're doing the mobility and let me go stuff and it's exciting, I think they're going to hurt themselves and the fans more than they know. Especially when you're requesting a trade publicly when you're under contract and saying that you're not going to play. you're gonna do your best to make it a comfortable organization. You're just hurting us as fans. Who's Junction? Who's me Supla? Like, comment, subscribe.